Hi everybody, Mr. A here, and we are going to do how to colorize our Keith Haring characters. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Google Classroom. And the easiest way to get there is just type in classroom.google.com. Don't worry about the H at the end, that just means the home. So put in classroom.google.com, and then it's going to ask you to log in. Right now you're seeing all the different classes that I am the teacher of. What you're going to do is you're going to hit this plus button right here, and you're going to hit join class, and I'm going to give you this code right here, which will let you join the quarter 3 or 4 or 5. It's a joke, there's no 5. Whatever quarter you are, you will put in your class code right here to join, and then you'll click the join button. But for now, I am already in one, so I won't need to do that right now. So I'm going to go to quarter 2, and what I'm going to do is look for the assignment Keith Haring Photoshop project. Here it is. So what I've done is all the drawings that you guys have done, I have scanned, and they're right here, and there's a tiny little gray icon on the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for your own drawing, the one that you did. So you can look at it and say, ah, that's mine for sure. So let's look at this. This one is not mine. But what I'm going to do is use this one as the example because it's going to work perfectly in my example. You can right click with your mouse and you can do save image, or, whoops, that clicked me out of it. Let's go back into it again. Or you can click into it again and hit these 3 little dots in the corner and open it in a new window. And then it'll give you a download button right here, so you can download it from there. And it should download. Yep, it downloads. I can see it right here in the corner. The next thing we have to do is open up Photoshop. Now, in order to open Photoshop, what you need to do is go into the bottom corner and click this Start menu, and you want to hit All Programs. So all the programs will load through, and you can scroll through to see what all the options are. You want to look for the one that says Adobe Design and Web Premium. Okay, Premium. You want Adobe Design and Web Premium. And you're going to scroll down, and what we're going to do is look for the blue square that says Photoshop. Now there's 2 of them. One says 64-bit and one is regular. They both work. Either one you can click on. Everyone always asks, which one do I choose? Doesn't matter. You can choose either one. So I'm going to pick one. I already have it open. So this is an old document from my photo class. This is an example from earlier today, and this is a completed one right here. This is what a completed one will look like. So we're not going to save this. We're going to find the one that we just downloaded. So once Photoshop is open, you're probably not going to get those things that I just had on my screen. Yours is going to be blank. You're not going to see anything here. I just closed that window, got it out of the way. And I'm going to go to File, Open, or you can hit Control O, and we want to open our file that we downloaded. Let's see if we can find it. I usually click on Computer here, and I want to look for my drive, R. Antonucci. That's me. You're going to look for the one that has your last name on it, and then we want to go in our Downloads folder. I have way more folders than you because I've been working here a long time. So I'm going to click on Downloads, and my most recent one should go to the top. So I'm going to hit Date Modified. Now it's still hard to see. It's hard to see what any of these things are. How do I know what the right one is? If you're on the top and you click on this button right here, it's going to give you some choices of different ways to look at your pictures. You can pick large icons or extra large icons, and watch what happens. See, now I can see, oh, this is from my other class. This is something that Iris designed here, and let's see, who is it? Sam McDonald. And then if you click here, this is the one that we want. And we open it up, and there it is. Now, it's going the wrong way. Okay, if yours is going the wrong way, I'm going to show you how to fix it. If yours is fine and yours is ready to go, that's fine. You leave it as is. But this one isn't. So what we need to do is rotate it. So we go to Image, Image Rotation. Okay, Image, this is called the menu up top. Up here is called the menu. We want to go to our Image menu and go to Image Rotation, and you're going to see some numbers. 180 degrees is going to rotate it 180. 90 degrees CW and CCW. What those mean are clockwise and counterclockwise. So we want it to go clockwise. There we go. We got it. Now, it looks small on the screen right now. If we want it to be bigger or smaller to be able to see inside, you can use this magnifying glass tool to click to zoom in, but then it's hard to know how to zoom out. If you hold the Alt key, you'll notice that it turns into a minus and you can zoom out as if you're holding Alt. If you're not holding Alt, you can just click and zoom right in. Another way you can do it is by holding Control and do Control plus or Control minus with the keyboard. I was doing that part with the keyboard. So we want it to fit. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This looks pretty good. Now, I might have discussed this in class already, but some of these are not closed. If you look at some of these, there's a little bit of a hole down here in the leg. And what will happen, I'll show you the example of what will happen here. Over on our toolbar, what we're looking for is the paint bucket to be able to fill in. But we don't see our paint bucket. Where did it go? Let's move this out of the way. Where's our paint bucket? I don't see it. It's because it's hiding underneath this one. This is called a toolbox too. So if you click on it, there's other things in that toolbox drawer, so to speak. So if we go down to our paint bucket, we click on that, now our paint bucket is the tool that we want to use. Some people might have it here already. Some people might have this tool called the gradient tool, but we want paint bucket. So there's our paint bucket. Right now our color is black. So right here it shows black as our color. We can fill in with black if we want, but what I'm going to do is go in the upper corner, and I have this little rainbow to click colors on. I can slide these back and forth if I want to get a custom color, or if you just want the basics, you click on right here, swatches. And if you don't see any of these, if yours is, hey, where's mine? I don't have that. You go to Window, and you scroll down and you look for it, and you see if you can find it. Okay, where's swatches? Good. The check means it's already open. So there's your swatches, and if you click on it with the check, it disappears. Now it's gone. You can always get it back by going to Window, go back to swatches, and click on it again, and there it pops back up. So I want to start with a nice light blue. And like I said a minute ago, we have a hole. So if I go to click to fill this in right now, it's going to bleed. It's going to fill in everywhere else. Now this one didn't fill in because it's completely closed. So if I zoom out, Control minus to zoom out, you'll see that it filled in all my background except for a couple. So that means we have holes in these three that we have to fill in. So I'm going to go back and undo. So I go to Edit, Step Backward, or Edit, Undo. Let's say you make a couple changes and you make a mistake and you do a bunch of things that you don't want, and you made a mistake and you want to go back in time and fix all of them. You go up to Window and you pull down to History. And what I like to do is pull this down, pull the menu down a little bit. Look at all this. This is all the steps that I've made so far, and by clicking on them, what it's going to do is act like a time machine. It's going to let me travel back in time, back to where I did rotate canvas. Now I want to stay there. That's where I want to stay. And what I want to do is fill in, Control plus to zoom in. What I want to do is I want to fill in these little holes down here. I want to fill these in. So what I'm going to do is grab my paintbrush. Let's get a paintbrush, and right now it's a soft brush. See that soft edge? I don't want that. I want a nice hard edge like Keith Haring's paintbrush. So I'm going to click here, and these are all my different paintbrush options. And what I want to do for mine is bring the size down a little bit, and you'll see that our brush is a little smaller. No, a little bigger. That's probably pretty good, maybe a little lower. And then we want to look at the hardness. The hardness we want to bring all the way up because it was really soft. If it's down, it's soft. If it's all the way up, the hardness is up. And now you can look at the difference of my line. See, that's where it was. And then if I change the hardness, here's what it can be, the soft line. And I don't want that soft line. So I'm going to go over to my history and click backwards to here. So I want black, so I'm going to go up in my swatches and click black to match my outlines. It looks like it's still too big. An easy way to get a smaller line, there's two bracket buttons next to the letter P on your keyboard. Look down at your keyboard, look at the letter P, and then look at the two brackets to the right. If you hit those buttons, what they're going to let you do, if you go back and forth, it's going to let you make your brush bigger or smaller. So I want mine to be smaller, and I'm going to draw in the rest of the legs that we missed. So I'm going to draw those in here. Let's fill that in, and let's fill in the legs of the dog right there. Ooh, I made a mistake. That was supposed to be shorter. This dog was supposed to have a short leg here. So here's how I use the eraser. There's our eraser. I'm going to click right on it, and I'm going to erase and get rid of that line I just made. Easy fix. And we go back to our paintbrush, and I'm going to draw a line right across there with the mouse. Perfect. Close that one off. And I think there was one more over here. Yep. Let's finish his foot right there. And we're going to draw him in a foot right there. Excellent. And this guy wasn't finished either, so we're going to finish off his body. And we're going to look around to see if there's anything else. I don't remember there being anything else, so we're going to zoom back out. And let's go back to our paint bucket. Let's pick a color. We'll start with this red right here. And we'll start by filling in a little bit of the rocket. And I like to spread out my colors. I don't like to do all characters red next to each other. I like to do a little bit of diversity and spread my color out. Okay, and if I can't see and I want to get in that arm, what do? Zoom in, Control plus. Zoom in, and then sometimes I hold space bar and I click and drag. So space bar, click and drag, that helps me get in there. And then I'm going to fill in that hand a little bit. And if I want to, I can go in with that paintbrush and I can paint it in by hand instead of the paint bucket. So if I'm not getting color the way I want it, I'll just go in and I'll draw it in. I'll draw it in by hand, and that looks pretty good. Control minus again to zoom out. Hold the space bar to move it into place. I'll go back to my paint bucket again, pick a nice blue color, and start filling in with some blue. Remember, hold the space bar at any time to move around on your screen. That's going to be rope around him. Okay, oop, we missed the bottom of his leg. Got it. Switch to another pink color. And now we have a pink guy that we can fill in. When you're done, what you're going to need to do is upload to Mr. A's site. And that's really hard for me to show you because I'm the teacher and you have to look at it from a student perspective. So the first thing you'll need to do when you're done, or if the period is over, you're going to go to File and you're going to click Save or Save As. A lot of times I'll click Save As and then I can call it, I'll call it Mr. A, Mr. A dash Haring, like this. And I'll just save it to the desktop for now, and I'll hit save. There it goes. I saved it to the desktop. And then what you'll need to do when you're totally complete, and we're not done yet, but when you're done, you'll go back to Google Classroom. When you're on Google Classroom, you're going to look for your assignment, and you're going to click on your assignment like this. You will see a different screen than me. Right now I have all my students from second quarter and their artwork that we can look at. So we can see, here's Alex Brady's finished project. This is the one we were working on. That one was Alex's. There's his finished one. You will see something different. You will be able to upload your document to me. You'll be able to upload it. That way I can see it and I can have a copy and I can go in and see, okay, here's Bridget's artwork. Great. All right, here's Izzy Kernan's. Hers has some special effects. We can get to special effects if we have time. And then you'll hit the upload button and then it'll send it right to me. Okay, hopefully you got something out of this video. Feel free to rewatch it if you have more questions, and I will be around to answer your questions. Thanks for watching.